Khamzat Chimaev is a professional mixed martial artist and freestyle wrestler who competes in the welterweight division of the UFC. He formerly competed in Brave Combat Federation. In wrestling, Chimaev is a three-time Swedish national champion. As of 12 April 2022, he is number 3 in the UFC welterweight rankings. After moving to Sweden, Chimaev wrestled at multiple clubs including BK Athens. Considering one of the best freestyle wrestlers in the country, Chimaev won a gold medal at the 2016 and 2017 Swedish Freestyle National Championships at 86 kilograms, and in 2018 he did so at 92 kilograms. Chimaev has had a series of dominant performances in the tournament, posting an overall record of 12-0, which includes 3 pins, 7 technical falls, and holds a combined score of 105 points, while only surrendering to himself across all of his 3 showdowns. Chimaev has competed in a few judo tournaments and in 4 combat sambo fights. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about Khamzat Chimaev looking absolutely jacked, and Michael Chandler calls out Jorge Masvidal. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. Chimaev competed against fellow UFC contender Jack Hermansson in a freestyle wrestling match on 19 November 2021 at Sweden-based Bulldog Fight Night 9, winning on points. Chimaev often utilizes his freestyle wrestling in his fights to get his opponents to the ground. Once he is on top control, he employs different techniques to gain control over his opponents and land heavy ground and pound or seek submissions, while forcing his weight towards them. His grappling is very often compared to Khabib Nurmagomedov, due to the similarities of the techniques, such as the handcuff lock and hooking the legs. Regarding strikes, Chimaev landed 192-2 in his first 2 UFC bouts utilizing this strategy. Chimaev also proved its effectiveness on the regional circuit as well, with a quick win over former 2-time GHSA wrestling champion Sidney Wheeler after taking him down with an outside trip. In addition to his grappling abilities, Chimaev will also strike in his contests. Although his striking is still relatively unknown and untested, it involves heavy knockout power from the orthodox stance while utilizing basic boxing and mixing up kicks. He also uses his wrestling to set up his strikes by feinting different takedowns and vice versa. By using his striking, Chimaev has been able to knock out UFC veteran Gerald Meerschaert in 17 seconds with a single punch. He had previously used it to drop past opponents on the regional circuit, including former Combat Sambo world champion Ikram Aliskerov. Chimaev is close to Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Kadyrov gifted Chimera Mercedes-Benz, which he crashed months later. Kadyrov also allegedly convinced Chimaev not to retire in March 2021 and go back to Chechnya, which led to speculation on the media whether Chimaev had been forced to do so. Chimaev was present during a live stream in which Kadyrov threatened to kill a minor who criticized his repressive rule. Chimaev has also sparred with Kadyrov and appeared in multiple photo shoots with Kadyrov. In March 2022, Chechen dissidents criticized Chimaev's continued association with Kadyrov due to his repressive rule of the Chechen Republic. Chimaev got married on 21 May 2022 in Chechnya, and the wedding was attended by Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. Chimaev is close with fellow mixed martial artists Darren Till and Jack Hermansson. Jorge Masvidal is not interested in putting his BMF title on the line against Michael Chandler, especially since Gamebred has his sights set on the UFC welterweight championship. Chandler called Masvidal out for a fan-friendly bout for Masvidal's BMF title in recent interviews, including on the MMA Hour, following the former Bellator lightweight champion's third-round submission loss to Dustin Poirier in a wild fight at UFC 281. Masvidal, who is preparing for his MMA promotion's next event, Icon FC6, this Friday night, just outside of Orlando, Florida, responded to Chandler's challenge. "Michael Chandler's a quitter, man," Masvidal told MMA Fighting. "That's like the first thing to being a BMF. I saw him fight my boy Will Brooks, and Will Brooks hit that motherfucker so hard, he just quit in the middle of the fight. He turned back, shook his head, and was like, nah, I'm done fighting. BMF my ass. That's the first rule of being a BMF. You can't be a quitter. You might lose, but you can't give up on yourself. You can't quit. That conversation for the BMF belt? No, it ain't happening. Come on, Chandler. I know you don't have a good perception of the world, but that's not happening." Masvidal is hoping to return to the octagon in March or April, preferably on the same card featuring the trilogy fight for the welterweight championship between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. The 38-year-old is hoping to turn things around and make another run at a title shot after dropping his last 3 bouts. 2 to Usman, and to Colby Covington in his lone appearance in 2022 at UFC 272 in March. While a lot of fans would be intrigued about a fight between two powerful and durable strikers, Masvidal just doesn't think the juice would be worth the squeeze. "That fight doesn't do anything for me in the 170-pound rankings, or getting to the belt," Masvidal said. "If he comes up to the weight class and I hit up with a jab and he turns into dust, he disintegrates, like one of those old statues that disintegrates to dust. You know what people are going to say? They'll say, 'Yeah, you're supposed to do that.' But let it be a little bit of a fight or anything like that. I don't see any risk-reward with this fight. Me killing this guy doesn't do anything for me or my career, so I really don't care about it. He's not really a pay-per-view seller either. I'm not saying I won't entertain it in the future, but to actually say there will be a whole event built around it, or whatever he's plotting in his head, nah, probably not, bro." In Masvidal's mind, if there's one fighter in the lightweight division who could stake a claim for the BMF title, it would be the man who just defeated Chandler. "You know who is a BMF? Dustin. But I ain't going to fight Dustin because that's my boy," Masvidal explained. "Dustin never quits. Dustin gives all. He's fucker. Got to take motherfucker out." He's took Chandler's best and said, "What? Pop? That's a BMF. There's a lot of BMFs in this sport, but Chandler ain't one of them. You can't be quitting in fights. You can't be quitting in the middle of a fight. Automatically disqualified. Sorry, Chandler." Speaking on his podcast 3 Rounds with Daniel Cormier, the former double champ stated, "I believe there's more value in this fight for Masvidal than he even believes. He seems to still want to be champion, and I think that the first step in trying to be a champion is exactly what he's doing, trying to get on the same card as Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards because, as we saw before, that's how he got his first championship fight." Cormier added, "I think he needs to recognize that there's more value in the Chandler fight than he believes, because it might just get him closer to what he wants, and that's another shot at the welterweight championship. The first thing you gotta do is find a way to get on that card, and if no one else is available, that guy in Tennessee would step up right away." Although Masvidal continues to angle for a shot at the welterweight title, he will likely have to wait until after the trilogy between Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards. Following his UFC 281 third-round submission loss to Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler called out Jorge Masvidal and Conor McGregor. Former double champ Daniel Cormier believes the callouts have signaled a change in mentality for the number 5 ranked lightweight. Speaking on his podcast 3 Rounds with Daniel Cormier, the MMA analyst stated, "This tells me that Mike's focus has shifted a bit. It feels like now the title isn't at the forefront for Michael Chandler because the guys that he's calling aren't in championship contention. You all know that Jorge Masvidal's championship days are a bit behind him, and Conor McGregor also is not in title contention. With losses in 3 of his last 4 fights and a crowded lightweight title picture, Chandler appears to have temporarily put his title aspirations on hold. Instead, he is angling for a money fight by calling out 2 of the biggest names in the sport." So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for the day, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.